Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your astrological overview for week commencing the 18th of July. This week begins with Venus and Mercury continue to sparkle in the sign of Leo. This helps them to be much more exuberant, creative, fun-loving and also sociable. They are actually being anchored by Saturn, the planet of structure, which is in the fellow fire sign of Sagittarius. That's very much about knowledge. So if you are wanting to develop your situation, it's important that you're well informed about your options and you gain as much information as possible. If you've got that, then this creative flair and artistry can really burst out and be showcased in a very stable way. Of course, Saturn has been quite an aggravating influence in its right angle with Neptune ever since mid-May. That does continue this week and it continues through to mid-October. So it is important to understand that some structures in our worlds may actually in some way be dissolving, and some of these structures may have been in place for a very long time. This can be disconcerting. It can be anything from Britain voting to leave the EU to a family alteration. It can be to do with interests, or it can be to do with work or property matters. So just be aware that there is a sense of change, and the idealism of Neptune in Pisces is very much to the fore, but that can distort the reality a little bit. And Saturn in Sagittarius is demanding facts and figures. So if you are considering any big alteration in your world, make sure you're well informed. However, there is a full moon on Tuesday. This full moon occurs in Capricorn. Capricorn influence is very potent still through the role of Pluto. Pluto in Capricorn is very conservative, but it's also quite ruthless. But we still have that angle being forged between the Sun in Cancer, despite this full moon, and also Mars, which is in Scorpio. And this is a real trailblazing, energized full moon. And it's really suggesting that if we can just stay grounded, be conscious of the reality of situations, because that's what Capricorn is very much about, but manage resources, which is Cancer, stay attuned to the emotions, the moon, the ruler of Cancer, but use Mars's enthusiasm and desire in Scorpio, which it is the ruler of, then there are some transitions that we can make on the back of this full moon in a very dynamic and positive way. But then the Sun arrives back home in the sign of Leo on Friday. When the Sun gets back to Leo, it's really being enriched in a huge way. After all, it's the centre of our very universe, it's the centre of everything, it's our life support system. And it's possible that you may experience, I may experience, an increase in physical vitality. The Sun in Cancer is not at its best. In Leo, it's really zipped up to full strength. And this can be a very important thing too. But I do feel it's important to recognise that the Sun's angle with Mars can also be energising too, but just in a more feeling way, as long as those feelings can be outputted in a more tangible way through that full moon in Capricorn. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.